What is up to all you cinephiles out there? Today I have a review to give to you. I know it's been a long time since I've done a review. I just recently saw Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And I gotta say, this was a great movie. It was a good movie to get us back into the Harry Potter world, the Wizarding world. And I think it really did a good job with, not really having to dumb it down. Because I guess it knew where its audience was. It knew that a lot of people were coming in knowing about the Wizarding world and stuff like that. We just jumped right into it, and I have to say the wand fights in this movie were top notch, amazing. Also, the whole background of the Grindelwald story and what's been happening and stuff like that in the very beginning of the movie. By the way, this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen it, obviously click away and come back later after you've seen it, obviously. So, we can discuss it. First thing I want to discuss is Eddie Redmayne's character, Newt Scamander. Thought he played a very kind, awkward type of guy. He's very likable. And you can really tell there's a scene where he's talking to the no-maj, Jacob, and he says, I like you, Jacob, you're a likable guy. And he says, oh, well, I like you too. And Newt's like, oh, well, usually people find me annoying. I could see that from his character, and I liked him for that. It was interesting to see the Wizarding world in America. It was very different, very kind of divided, I guess you could say. They're trying, at least from what I got from the movie, they're really trying to be hidden, and they want no outside contact with the Muggles or the no-mages. There's like Colin Farrell's character wants to change that, wants to see the wizards and witches be on top of the food chain, as it were. Probably one of my favorite parts was actually when the scene where you get to be in his suitcase and see all the Fantastic Beasts around. The Thunderbird was my personal favorite, and I don't know the names of all these beasts, and I don't want to even try. But seeing them was cool. I really liked the fact that Newt was trying to get the Thunderbird back to Arizona, and if you know the legends of the Thunderbird, actually in real life, the legend of the Thunderbird in Arizona, it's really cool that they kind of use that to further the story or whatever. Also, I thought the CGI for the creatures, the trolls, the goblins, and the beast obviously were done really well. Like I said, this had really good action in it, and it was funny. It was good laughs. There wasn't really any cheap laughs, I thought, and it's emotional. It's an emotional scene where the no-maj, obviously throughout the movie, he's seen magic, he's seen these beasts, he's helped Newt find these beasts, and of course at the end, the Madam President's like, hey, you gotta obliviate his memory. The part where it rains and everybody's forgetting everything they saw. The connection between just the four of them, especially Queenie, the blonde wizard or witch, the blonde witch, and Jacob, the no-maj, just the chemistry between them was just so strong and was done so well that at the end you didn't want him. Like, I was kind of pleading in my head to please do not go in the rain, or I thought for sure that they would find some other way to not to keep him hidden and to say like, okay, yeah, sure, we obliviated the guy, he doesn't remember, and he kind of play along. That's what I thought would happen. I thought they would say, hey, don't step out into the rain, forget that bitch, forget that Madam President bitch. But no, he did it, and that was a powerful scene, and it worked really well because of that, those two characters and the chemistry of just those four people were done really well, that you felt the emotion for it. So kudos. Yeah, there's the big reveal that Johnny Depp was in this movie. I mean, we knew that Johnny Depp was going to be in the series. I didn't know I would actually see him in this movie. I thought I'd just see maybe a back shot of him or hear a mention of him, and that's it. And we wouldn't see Johnny Depp until the second movie. But we actually got to see him at the end. He drank Polyjuice Potion to look like Grave, which was Colin Farrell's character. So you never know. Maybe this might not be the last time we see Colin Farrell in the movie series. He may just be locked up somewhere. Or maybe he is dead. We don't know. Hopefully he comes back, because Colin Farrell actually really did a good job portraying Graves' character, even though he was technically Grindelwald too. You know what I mean? I'm really hoping he comes back and he can play the actual Graves' character, whether he's a bad guy or whether he's supposed to be a good guy, because he's a really good actor, and I think he needs to come back. But yeah, seeing Johnny Depp, I know there's a lot of people who's like, oh no, I hated Grindelwald. I hated Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. I thought he looked okay. Johnny Depp, even though he's known for doing his kooky characters like Jack Sparrow and the Mad Hatter, stuff like that, he does really well at doing villains as well. I mean, watch Black Mass. If you haven't seen Black Mass and you go watch it, and you can tell that he does a really good menacing kind of type of character. You know, I thought he did well, and I'm excited to see what happens next in the continuing movies. Things I could take away from this movie, I should say, is the scene where Newt goes up to find that big rhinoceros-looking thing, that dance. Even though it was kind of funny at first, but it just, I don't know. The longer that dance to get the rhino to pay attention to him was kind of awkward at times. And it's just like, okay, we get it. You're trying to call the rhino. Just come on, rhino. Just get over here. I think that's for me. That sequence took a little bit too long to get going, and maybe that's a takeaway that I would have changed or didn't like about it. And I also would have liked to see more of Colin Farrell being Grindelwald, which of course we didn't know he was Grindelwald to begin with. But I would have liked to see more of his character and the interaction between him and Ezra Miller's character, which Ezra Miller's character is a tragic story, because Graves, Colin Farrell's character, thinks that he's a squib with no powers, and of course we find out that he does have powers, but he was just holding it in because his mother, or adopted mother or whatever, is obviously a no-maj, and she's kind of like this person who's advocating for a second Salem witch trials to get rid of all the wizards and witches. And of course, if she finds out that he's one of them, well, I think he's gone. But so he tries to hide it, and that whole storyline was very tragic for him. But I think he did a pretty good job at it. Also, the Shaw family, like John Voight's characters and then his two boys that were apparently in the political field or whatever, that seemed to have like a rivalry thing. I didn't really get why we needed them in there. I mean, I know it was kind of to show like, oh, the Obscurus can attack people, and this is what happens when it attacks people. But I mean, I think you could have used that on the mother still. I don't know. To me, I just felt like they could have left that part out. Maybe they'll play a bigger part in the second movie. Who knows? But if not, I just think it's a waste to use John Voight for just what little stuff that he had in the movie. But yeah, overall, I think if you are a big fan of this Harry Potter universe, or a Potterhead as they call themselves, well, you should definitely check this movie out. It's a must-see if you are a Potterhead. It leaves you asking more questions. It leaves you wanting more, in my opinion. It also just makes me really excited to find out what happens next, especially since this is going to be a 5-movie series. And it's good to know that J.K. Rowling's writing the scripts for it, because you can't go wrong. I mean, there's not really any really big source material that it's coming from to really mess up story-wise. I mean, the only really big thing that you have to kind of add in there that's actually canon is the whole Grindelwald stuff and the Dumbledore stuff coming along. So, which that is going to be exciting to watch. Which I'm pretty sure that's going to be the ending movie, is that big duel between Grindelwald and Dumbledore. So I'm really excited for that. Anyway, I think, like I said, go check this movie out. If you haven't seen this movie, obviously, why are you still here? Why are you listening to my voice? Go see it. So I thought I'd give it a rating. I think my rating for this movie would be a 8 out of 10. I think that's fair. So guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more reviews and trailer reactions. I just recently went to Lubbock. Me and Brooks filmed a impromptu, not really impromptu, but a very low-key version of movie fights, inspired by Screen Junkies movie fights. We're big fans of theirs, and we decided to do our own movie fight. So yes, it's not professionally done, but hey, we wanted to try it. So keep on the lookout for that. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. What did you think of it? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Are you excited? Let me know, so we can discuss. Until next time, I'm out, guys. See ya.
Who can tell? What if she is the one? The one who will break the spell?